All right, remember that when you're dividing ratios, here are the general steps. You want to flip the second fraction and multiply instead of divide. You want to factor everything that can be factored and then cancel out your common factors in the numerator and denominator. So just to kind of get each one started for you and then see if you can take it from there, let's take a look at the first one. The first one, we would keep the first fraction the same, change this to multiplication, and then flip over the second fraction. Now, this one's a little tricky because you have those negative exponents, but if you remember this rule, that a negative exponent in the numerator can be a positive exponent in the denominator and vice versa. What you can do is just switch the positions of the x and the y, leave the 5 and the 6 alone. So this would be 3x cubed over 5y squared. Keep the 5 and the 6 because they don't have an exponent on them. Move the y to the numerator and the x to the denominator, and then see if you can cancel out the common factors from there. On the second one, same deal. We want to keep the first fraction the same, and then we're going to flip the second fraction over and multiply, and then we want to factor everything that can be factored. And in this particular problem, you would be factoring out a lot of numbers. So on the upper left, we can factor out a 3, and we're left with y minus 4. On the bottom, we can factor out a 2, and we're left with y plus 2, and I'm looking to make sure I did that right. And I think I did. And then see if you can do the other ones over here. What can you factor out over here to see what you can cancel? Third one, same deal. We keep the first fraction the same. And then change the second one to multiplication and flip it over. And then this one, we're going to leave the 4y squared and the y cubed alone, but both the upper left and the lower right can be factored. When you're factoring a 6, that can get a little tricky because both like a 5 and a 1, or a 6 and a 1 can be combined to give you the 5, as well as the 2 and the 3. And so you really need to be paying attention on that one. And I think that's going to be minus 2, minus 3. And then over here, you would factor out the denominator over here, looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 10 but add up to positive 3. And keep in mind that you're probably going to have something over there cancel out. And then your y's are going to cancel out a little bit there too. So I hope that helps you get started on the homework. And then if you're still stuck, of course, you are welcome to come Monday after school. But see if that is able to get the ball rolling on the problems. All right.